Hey, welcome to my live video tonight. Hi, everyone. If you're joining me from YouTube, welcome. My name is Patty, and I am the owner of Southern Makes All Things Crafty. So tonight, I'm going to be making some jewelry with epoxy. So I'm hoping that I'll get some livers and we'll have some fun. I'm going to be giving one of my pieces away to one of my viewers on Facebook. So if you're watching on Facebook, all you have to do is be live with me, of course, and then comment, "I love jewelry," in the comments below. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to pick a viewer from YouTube as well. So same thing applies if you're watching on YouTube. Comment below, "I love free jewelry," and I will be giving away two of my pieces tonight, one to someone on Facebook and one piece to someone on YouTube. So I'm going to give it a couple minutes and see if I can get some livers with me. This is a little bit of a switch because I'm usually dirty pouring, and I thought that I would just kind of switch it up a little. So I'll wait and see if I can get some live action. And in the meantime, I'm going to open up my packaging. Okay, let me see if I can tag some people. And I'm going to try to do that on my tablet. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to give it just a few more minutes to see if I can get some livers, and welcome to my turn this down. Video tonight. I am just tagging people right now. Okay, it is April Fool's Day. Did anybody get fooled today? I just did not have the energy to fool, not even my husband. All right. Okay, I tagged some of my people that I know like to watch. So I'm making jewelry tonight, and I'm going to be using my skins to do that with. So anytime I do an acrylic dirty pour, I always say that I like to save the dried up paint. And then after it dries up, I just cut it down. Like this one's been cut down. I just cut it down, and then I stick it into these page protectors, and I keep that in a 3-ring binder. And sometimes I'll label them, like if somebody came out to pour with me, like this one, Janice came out to pour with me, and this is from her dirty pour. So that way, if I do make some from somebody's pour that they did with me, I can always tag them and see if they would like to purchase a piece of that jewelry from their pour paint. So this one is from my grandson. I labeled it Ishmael's Pour. And I don't always label them because sometimes I'm just pouring and I don't really need to know that I did it. But anyways, so that's what we're going to do tonight. So I'm hoping that I will get some, hey, okay, Tabitha's watching. Hey, Tabitha. I'm hoping I get some livers tonight. If you're watching me on YouTube or if you're watching me on Facebook, please share this video to your Facebook page so that way it will help me to grow. I wish I had more time to tag some of my watchers that like to watch my live videos, but I just don't have the time to tag everybody. So I'm hoping that some more livers will come on. Okay, so I've got my pendants here. And in a minute, I'm going to mix up my epoxy. And I'm going to use skins on some of them. And then some of them, I'm just going to mix up some epoxy and do a glitter mix. And if you comment, I love free jewelry, then I'm going to be randomly picking. Actually, my husband's going to pick. I just take the number of people that comment and tell him to pick a number. Like if there's 12 people that comment, I'll tell him to pick a number 1 through 12. Whatever number he comes up with, that's the person that will get the free piece of jewelry. So I'm hoping that we're going to have some livers because I love giving free stuff away. Hey, Tabitha, I hope you had a good day today. Mine was a little bit busy. All right, so I've got to mix up my epoxy. And, you know, I always love trying new things, not just product, but I bought these baby utensils. So it comes with forks and spoons because, you know, if I can save money and not buy popsicle sticks all the time, then that's what I want to do. Oh, Tabitha, thanks. You just shared it. Hey, don't forget to comment. I love free jewelry. And if you're watching me live on Facebook, same thing. I'm going to be giving a piece away tonight, but you have to watch and you have to comment, I love free jewelry, in order to be entered for a chance to win. Okay, so Tabitha, I'm going to try these. These are plastic, but I'm thinking that I'll be able to wipe the epoxy off and just use them for stirrers instead of buying the popsicle sticks all the time. The same thing with the paint. I'm thinking that I can use these to paint, to, you know, mix up my paint because they're plastic and they're shiny, which makes it even better. So I'm going to let you know how that works. Tonight I'm using it for epoxy. And, you know, who says that you have to use the fat part? I mean, if it's easier for you to hold it this way and use this part, that's what I'm going to do. So I like to share my tips as I go along and as I make them up because that's what my channel and my Facebook page is for, so that y'all can learn from me. And I love sharing my tips with everybody. Yay, Tabitha is entered. I love free jewelry. Okay, who else is watching? I've got a couple other people. If you feel up to it, I'm not going to mention any names, but if you feel up to it, you can type in, I love free jewelry, for a chance to win one of my pieces that I'm going to be making tonight. So I don't have any livers on YouTube yet, but that's okay. I know people will watch it on the playback. So Tabitha, can you hear me okay? I just want to make sure the volume is good. Yeah, the volume's turned up. Hey, Norma, thanks for watching. I'm just waiting for a few minutes for some people to jump on live with me. And I am having a giveaway tonight. So all you have to do is watch and you have to comment, I love free jewelry. And then I'm going to have my husband pick the winner based on how many people enter. I'm just going to pick a number, and then he's going to pick the number. So you have to comment, "I love free jewelry," in order to be entered to win. You can't just watch. You have to watch and comment, "I love free jewelry." Don't forget to share my video on your Facebook page. I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers on Facebook, and I had 1,000 at one time, but then when Facebook started cleaning house, I lost several, so I'm trying to regrow it again. So, okay, Norma is entered. "I love free jewelry." Yay. All right, so that's exciting. I don't have any livers yet on YouTube, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. So what I was saying earlier is I'm trying to find ways to cut corners on expenses, because when you start acrylic pouring, it can be overwhelming, all the supplies that you have to use. I am getting ready to order some silicone cups, because I want to start mixing my epoxy in those, and maybe if I like them, I can do away with buying plastic cups. But for tonight, my experiment is stirring epoxy with these, and I may use this part to stir with. I might use this part to stir with. I'm just not sure. So I'll let you know how it works. But right now, what we're going to do is mix the epoxy. So I need to get my little measurement stand out, and I need a marker. I'm going to use blue because that's what was handy. And I don't really need, well, I'll take that back. I'm going to be making several. So that's going to be too much. Let me see if I've got something else that I can use. Let me see. Okay, this might be shorter. So I'm just marking my cup right now. I'm trying to get the right height. All right, I think I've got the right height now. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my line. So if you're watching me, I cannot take credit for this. I got this from Jessica Mascioni. She is on Facebook. I think she's on YouTube too. She makes glitter tumblers. And so what she taught me in one of her videos is you find something the right height to mark your cup with. So this is about the right height. You put it on top, and you just turn your cup around on the edge tip of the marker, and that gives you a fill line. And I'm going to do that to both cups. I'm going to mark the bottom A and B, just in case I have to mix up some more. I won't cross-contaminate. So, okay, so let's go ahead and pour this in. I put my gloves on because I don't want to get that sticky epoxy all over myself. That's not fun. Yay, Norma. She's entered. I love free jewelry. Norma, you are the best. If you're just jumping on, please hit that share button and share my video on your Facebook page. That will help me to grow my presence on social media. Okay, this is weird because I'm not using a popsicle stick. So we're going to see how this works. Let me get my wiping out. This is another thing that you can cut expenses on. You don't have to use wipies. You can actually get a washcloth, an old rag, and saturate it with water and white vinegar. Just spray the mess out of that thing. You don't want it sopping wet though. And that's what you can use to wipe down your hands and everything else. I just forget to do it. And I still have one more package of wipies to use up, but when I use those up, that's going to be it. I'm going to try not to buy any more. So, okay, I just want to get my wipey handy so I can have it. But here we go. This is part A. And I'm going to go ahead and pour it in here up to my fill line. This is the real thick one, so it's going to take a while. You would think my bottle is empty. It's not. I still have a little bit left in there. And the thick one, part A, it takes time to settle. So I always stop my the flow right before I see it getting to the line, because it'll take time to spread out and rise up to that line. And I try to do it in a circle to kind of help it spread out easier. So we're almost there. All right, I think that's good. Let's see how using these spoons work. I'm going to go ahead and wipe that off now. I got to order some more. I keep saying that, and I just forget to do it. Okay, and then part B, it is the thinner one of the two, and this does not take long to reach your fill line at all. Same thing. I'm going to wipe it off. And I'm not sure what happened to my video on my tablet, but it popped off. So let me restart that again. Okay, there. All right. Now what I'm going to do is to save on cups. A lot of times you'll see me pour A and B into a third cup. I'm not going to do that this time. So because A is the thicker one and it's harder to scrape out, I'm going to get the thinner one and I'm going to pour it into A, which is the thicker one. It'll make it just a little bit easier. So here we go. Pour it in there, scrape. I was at Walmart today and I was looking in the utensil section for little mini spatulas that are made out of silicone, and I couldn't find any. I've gone online. I've even thought about looking in the makeup section. So I looked in the makeup section and didn't really find anything. But then I decided to go look in the baby section. I try to think outside the box a lot. And they have these plastic spoons that have a shininess to them, which I think will help. So kind of like a spatula, but not. All right, so I'm going to set that cup aside just in case I have to make some more. And now I'm going to stir for 3 minutes. All right. My computer says 7:23. So let me get this mixed up really good. All right, if you're watching on YouTube, I am going to have a giveaway tonight. And all you have to do is watch and comment in the comment section. I love free jewelry, and that will enter you for a chance to win a free piece of jewelry that I'm making tonight. And that goes for Facebookers too. I'm filming both on YouTube and Facebook. So if you would like a chance to win a free piece of jewelry, then comment "I love free jewelry" in the comments. And my husband's going to help me pick a random winner tonight based on how many people enter. He's going to pick the number and we'll see who wins. I'll announce the winners probably late tonight or tomorrow. I've got 2 more minutes to go. Hi, Mary Lena. Don't forget to comment. I love free jewelry for a chance to win one of the pendants that I'm making tonight. Marilena is another one of my pouring buddies. We just don't get to do it together very often. Like me and Tabitha, we don't get to do it very often, but when we do, we have fun. And Marilena is really, she's got some natural talent, her and her daughter. They're doing so good. I love seeing y'all's pictures of the pours that y'all are doing. Okay, I'm noticing that stirring with something wider, there's less bubbles. So that's a plus for these spoons. And I am using the spoon upside down. It's a baby spoon that I got at Walmart, and it's a shiny plastic spoon. So I'm hoping to be able to reuse these instead of buying popsicle sticks all the time. I just put you on the YouTube channel on my TV. Now you are on the big screen. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, Tabitha, I'm in your living room. I feel so cozy and welcomed. All right. So I've got 1 more minute. Now, if you've been wanting to learn how to work with epoxy and you're just not sure where to begin, I can tell you where I began. I began with the cheap stuff at Walmart, and it is called Amazing Clear Cast. It has a part A and a part B. The only bad thing about it is it yellows over time. So if you're just wanting to practice and get used to epoxy, go buy that stuff. And then as you get better at it and get familiar with the epoxy, then you can, pick a brand. My favorite brands are Stone Coat Countertop Art Resin. And I also like the brand Art Resin. Those are the only 2 that I use. And I love the Stone Coat. It's my favorite. Okay, I think I'm good and stirred. So you have about an hour 30, an hour 45 minutes working time with this particular epoxy. Which is really good, and I'm going to need all those minutes tonight. Because right now what I have to do is cut out my skins. I'm sorry. I have got major allergies issues going on today because of all the pollen, and oh my word, my nose is itching like crazy. Okay, so this is what I keep my skins in. After the paint has dried, and approximately a week later, I will cut down my dried up skins into smaller pieces so I can fit them into my page protectors. And I think this is the one that I'm going to be working with right now. Sometimes I'll label them. Like if you came out and poured with me, I'll label it. So if I end up making jewelry, I can tag you and say, hey, do you want to buy a piece of jewelry made from your pour skins? And I try to save as many as I can. Like if you could see my shelf over to my left, I have probably about 6 to 10 freezer papers of dried skins that are waiting for me to cut them up and stick them in these pages. This one is really pretty right here. I like this one right there. So I might do one of those from that skin tonight too. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with this piece right here. So I'm going to take it out. And I'm going to figure out which shape. I've got all my shapes lined up right here. If you're on YouTube, there we go. And I think I'm going to, that would be cool. Because it's round, I almost feel like I need to do a round one. I think I am. Okay, I think I'm going to pick this round one. So then you just kind of have to pick where you want to cut it. Now these pendants that I'm using, they did not come with cabochons. If it had a clear cabochon, I could put the cabochon down on it and trace around it and cut it. It'd be really easy, and you can move it around and see where you're moving it around. But because these don't have cabochons, I just kind of have to guess where I want it. So I think I'm going to do it right there. All right, so then what you have to do is I'm going to try to use this white pencil and see if it will make, nope, it doesn't get close enough. See if it'll make a line, but it's not getting close enough. So I'm going to try this marker right here. And then when I cut the circle, I'm going to cut on the outside because I don't want that black marker, the Sharpie, to show, of course. So I'm just tracing the circle. And when Tabitha came out and poured with me, we found out that these are really hard. These are really hard to cut skins with because it's the shape of it, the cross, and because it's inset. So there's no way, you can't trace the outside because there's like about, I don't know, 1/18 of an inch that you have to go in when you cut, and it's hard to keep the shape. So Tabitha and I found out that these are just a little bit more difficult to work with. But I'm going to use epoxy and glitter for this one, and I'll show you that when I'm done with this one here. Okay, so I think I've got my circle cut. Now I'm going to get my handy dandy scissors, and I don't have my favorite one close by. I've got some really, really good scissors that get corners, and I don't see them, so I'm just going to use these. All right, so I'm not going to peel it off of the freezer paper yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my circle with it still on the freezer paper because it kind of makes it sturdy for me. And if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, don't forget to comment, "I love free jewelry," if you haven't done it already, for a chance to win a free piece of jewelry that I am making tonight. Almost done. I'm cutting on the inside of the line because, like I said before, I don't want that black permanent marker to show. And I need to cut even more because it doesn't quite fit in there yet. So I'm going to trim around the edges. All right, did anybody get full today? Marilena, I think I saw you put an April Fool joke on your Facebook, and I didn't get to see what it was, but I bet it was funny. Almost there. I'm going to trim a little bit more. And it's okay if a little bit of the silver edge is showing on the inside. These are handcrafted. They're not manufactured, so they're not made to be perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to peel the skin off. Oh, wow. The back part is just as pretty. So look at the back part of it. Isn't that pretty? Oh, wait. YouTubers. Okay, there. This is the back part of it. This is the front. That's the front part. There. Okay, so this is how I do it. This is not an exact science. Everyone has their own way of doing things, and that's okay. So what I like to do is I like to put a little bit of epoxy in there just to like give it an adhesive. And all I did is I dipped my tip in there, and I'm just spreading it around. It's not a lot at all. I just dipped it in there. And then I'm going to take my piece. I'm going to set it in there. And I've got some toothpicks here. So if I need to push the edges down to make sure the edges are nice and pushed down. And then I'm going to get my finger and I'm going to push it down. And then I'm going to fill this with epoxy. So here we go. I'm just going to tilt it a little bit just to make sure all of it is getting. All right, I'm going to get my heat gun. Hi, Kaylee. I'm so glad you could join us. And I'm going to take some heat to it. And what you want to make sure doesn't happen is you want to make sure that the acrylic. Oh, did y'all hear that? That was my heat gun. Sorry, I have to pick it up because I don't want it to catch anything on fire. Okay, you just want to make sure that the skin doesn't start floating. Like once you put the epoxy in there, you want to make sure that it's adhering to the bottom. And that's how come I put a little bit of epoxy in there just to kind of make it tacky so it'll stick. And then the heat gun pops the bubbles. And I'm going to put some more in there because it didn't come all the way up to the top. I don't want it to overflow. That's what I don't want to happen. So I'm going to pour just a little bit more and see where that takes me. All right, I'm going to take the heat gun again. Pop the air bubble. And make sure your surface is flat when you're doing this. Now, if I wanted to, I could sprinkle a little bit of glitter in there, and I do have some glitter over here. The skin has metallic paint, so oh, you like my curls? It's curly, isn't it, Kaylee? Thank you. And I even put makeup on. Can you tell? This part right here. Anyways, that's my daughter, y'all. She's on with us right now. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, you could put glitter in there. It's already sparkly just because I use metallic paint, but I do need to take some more heat to it. So I'm going to do that really quick. It still had some more bubbles in there. And I really want to drop some of this glitter in there. I just can't decide what color I want. It's got some greens and white and gold, and I'm just making sure it's staying pushed down and it's not going to float to the top. So I'm poking it with my toothpick. I think I'm going to leave it without glitter. And it's not overflowing. There's not too much epoxy. So I'm going to leave it alone and let that one start drying. So I'm going to set it over here so it can start drying. Okay. It's really pretty though. I can't wait till it's done. Oh, I look pretty. Thank you, Kaylee. I love my daughter. Okay, so let's make another one. How about a different color of skin? There was one back here, this one, that has some turquoise in it. And we'll probably do maybe a square. Ooh, look at these skins. Let me take it out so y'all can see it. Look at the colors in there. YouTube, look at those colors. So I'm thinking this section over here is going to look really pretty. So how about right here? And I'm wondering if I should make this one a long one. I think so. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to trace it out. So let me get my marker and position it where I think I want it. I think right there. So let me trace that really quick. I hope this marker is working because it's hard for me to see. There's a shadow. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to cut on the inside of the line because I don't want to see the black marker. And I end up having to trim anyway. So it's a little bit easier when it's just a plain shape, like a square or a round or a rectangle. When it's those crosses, that's a little bit harder. That's pretty. Okay, so I do have to trim. I'm really bad about eyeballing stuff, y'all, so. And if you're just joining me, thank you so much for joining us. And if you can hit that share button and share my video on your Facebook page, it's going to help me to grow my presence. I'm really trying this year to grow my presence on social media, and that will help. Almost. Ooh, I'm so close. Oh, that's so pretty. It needs just a little tiny bit more shaved off. because you don't want it to go like this on the edges. If it does that, that means there's going to be air going underneath it and it will want to float to the top. So just shave, you know, a little bit at a time. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so then I'm going to peel the freezer paper off. Oh gosh, the back is just as pretty. Oh, now I can't decide which side I want to use. There's the front, but look at the back. What do y'all think? That's the back. And this is the front. Which one should I use? How long does it take before you remove it? Remove. Are you talking about the skins, Norma? Because if you're talking about the skins, as long as the paint on the wax paper or the freezer paper, and that's on the shiny side, you want your paint to drip on the shiny side of the freezer paper. I usually let it dry for a week before I would even start using it for jewelry. But realistically, my skins, they sit for a couple of months. So, but as long as they're sitting for at least a week, then you're good. Okay, so I'm not sure which one. Should I use the back? That's the back. Or should I use the front? Y'all tell me. I can't decide. What do y'all think? Gosh, I like both sides. This is so wrong. I think I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the back on this one. All right. Yeah. Okay, so let me go ahead and get a little bit of epoxy. I'm going to dip the tip of my spoon in there and just kind of move it all around. You don't want a lot. Just move it all around. You can use your finger too, as long as you're wearing a glove. Use all the safety precautions. I'm just spreading it all around. Trying to get it in the corners, on the edges. Okay, so I've got that done. Then I'm going to take my piece and I'm going to, I'm going to lay it in there. That thin layer that you spread down ends up being like your glue, basically. You can get a toothpick and just poke it down along the edges if you have to. If you need to move it around, you can move it around. And then I like to get my finger and press down to make sure there's no air pockets under there. And then now I'm going to pour epoxy in there. And remember, you don't want to pour too much too fast. You don't want it to start coming over the edges. So just a little bit at a time. It'll spread out. It's self-leveling. If you pour too much, you can mess up your piece. And this is a shallow, what do you call it? A shallow, oh, Norma, these aren't molds. These are actual pendants. So I won't pop it out. It's going to stay in there. These are not molds. If that's what you're talking about, I hope I answered the question. These are actual pendants that we're adding epoxy and the dried up skins to. And once they dry, they're going to be set to put on a necklace, a chain, whatever you want to hang it from around your neck with. So right now I'm just moving the epoxy around. This is a very shallow, what are they, bezel pendant. So I really have to be careful not to pour too much in. Oh, this is so pretty, y'all. And use the reflection of the light just to make sure you have full coverage. Because I just found a spot right there in the corner where it's not settling, it's not coming down. I could stand to pour just a little tad bit more. I mean, not a lot at all. It's going to self-level. This is self-leveling epoxy. So it's going to level out on its own, but you know, I just want to make sure that all the corners are covered. Okay, I'm going to take some heat to it. To pop those bubbles, and it is so pretty. As soon as I'm done with the video, I will take some live shots and post them on Facebook so that you can see them. But it looks really pretty, y'all. I can't really tilt it because then the epoxy will come out, but it's turning out really, really pretty. Okay, let's make another one. I like that same color scheme. So I think I'm going to do a square one this time. Let me make sure my hands don't have epoxy on them. Yeah, I'm going to do the square. Okay, so I'm going to trace, same thing. I'm going to trace my pendant, and I'm just using a Sharpie marker, and you're going to cut on the inside of the line that you're drawing. You don't have to use a Sharpie marker. It's just what I have close by. I tried using the white pencil, but it's not marking on the acrylic paint. Okay, I think I got it. Yep. All right, this is a fat one. This is a very fat, deep bezel. So see that height there on that bezel? So that's gonna be fun. All right, so same thing. I traced it. Now I'm going to cut, and I'm going to cut on the inside of the lines because, of course, it's got to fit on the inside, and I don't want the lines to show. It's okay if there's a little bit of silver showing. It's not the end of the world. These are not manufactured. So, you know, this is made by human hands, and it's okay to show imperfection. That's what makes it special, I think, anyways. Okay. Hi, Jeannie. Thanks for watching. I will be giving away, just to remind everyone, if you're watching me live, I'm going to be giving away one of these pieces to one of my viewers tonight. You just have to watch, and you have to comment, "I love free jewelry," in the comments below. That goes for YouTube and Facebook. And then my husband's going to pick a random winner. So if you're interested in being entered for a chance to win a free piece of jewelry, then go ahead and comment I love free jewelry. Trying to get this cut just right to fit in there. And you just kind of keep shaving off the edges, and very little at a time, not very much at all. And once you get it to where it's going to fit in there, it doesn't want to come out now. Okay, so then I'm going to peel the freezer paper off. I don't peel the freezer paper off until this part right here, because these can be flimsy. They're very thin and it's very flimsy, and that freezer paper gives it stability. So I do that at this point right here. All right, so I think I'm going to go with this side right here. It's just got more character to it. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to dip the end of my spoon in there, and I'm going to move that epoxy around, trying to get in the corners, along the edges. And believe it or not, this spoon is able to push the epoxy in the corners. You can always take your toothpick and just move it around. Okay. Then I'm going to get my piece, my acrylic skin. I'm going to set it down in there, and I'm going to push it down, mostly around the edges. You just want to make sure that the edges are pushed down. You can reposition it if you need to slide it over a little bit. It'll move because it's got the epoxy underneath. So, and then I take my finger and just push down. Make sure there's no air bubbles in there. You don't want that. Okay, and now I'm going to dip my end of my spoon. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to pour the epoxy in, and this is a deep bezel, so it's going to take a little bit more than what I'm used to. All right, I'm going to take my heat gun, give it some heat to pop those bubbles. Oh, okay, Norma. Yeah, they weren't molds. That's okay. That's what this video is for, so we can learn. Let me take some heat to this. It pops the bubbles for me. Now, something cool that you can do, because this one is a deeper bezel, you can pour the epoxy in halfway, let it dry for 2 days, and then you could add, this is something that I wanted to try tonight, but I forgot. I should have, if I would have remembered. You can add these charms. So this is like a dragonfly charm. After the first half has dried and you filled it up halfway with epoxy, you can put this right on top and then put more epoxy over that to seal it in, and you'll have like it'll be dimensional. It's really cool. And I think I'm too far. Yeah, I would, I wish I would have remembered, because that's why I have the charm sitting on the table. I wanted to try it. But I might be able to try it with maybe the cross. I don't know. That might have to be another video. I wish I would have remembered, because it would have been so cool to drop this dragonfly in there. And I guess I can drop it in there now. Oh, that's my husband calling. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry about that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and drop this dragonfly in there. I wish I would have remembered and only filled it up halfway. So the dragonfly is now sitting on the bottom. I'm going to take some more heat to it. There's some bubbles in there. And so this one is going to have a dragonfly charm. It's really pretty. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I can't tilt it too much, but it's got the dragonfly charm in there. I might be able to seal that with, but I really wanted the dragonfly to be halfway up. Let that epoxy dry, and then I wanted to pour more epoxy on top of it. But it's going to dry just like that. It looks really good. Okay, so the next one, I'm going to do one more like that, I think. And I might use this one right here. I really like how this looks over here. That would be fun. Okay, I'm going to do one more like this, and my last two, I'm going to do a glitter mix. I might even add some mica powder in it because I meant to test this the other day on one of my live videos, and I totally forgot. So anyways, okay, so let me do this one, and then I'll do something different with the last two pendants. The last two are a heart, and then this one right here, it's got stones around it, and this one is just a cross pendant. It's a little bit deep. It'll be fun, but I'm not going to do acrylic skins in the last two. I'm going to mix up epoxy with glitter and mica powder and see what kind of look I can get. All right, so I'm going to trace this one, the same exact thing. Just when I think it's not inking on there. Okay, yeah, it is. And I'm not going to peel it yet. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. And remember to cut on the inside. These are not the best scissors to be cutting this with. I've got some Fisker scissors that are made to cut very intricate pieces that I love to use when doing a project like this, but I forgot to grab them and put them on the table for tonight's video. So I'm having to use these. They're probably school scissors. Not the best. All right, let's see how close I got it. Nope, still got to trim off some more. So I'm just going to go around and just shave a really thin piece all the way around. Not yet. Gotta shave some more. This one kind of looks like a planet just because of the design. I'll hold it up to the camera in just a moment so you can see. But it's got a really cool design to it. I'm anxious to see what the back looks like because the back is going to be a whole different look. As soon as I get it Oh, just a little bit more right here. Remember, when you're cutting it, you don't want it to bow up on the edges, because if it bows up on the edges, then it's not going to lay in there flat. And if it doesn't lay in there flat, you stand the chances of air getting underneath, and it's going to want to float. And you don't want it to float. You want it to sit flat on the back of the pendant. Okay, I think that's good. Now I'm anxious to see what the back looks like. So I'm going to peel the freezer paper off. It's kind of hard to do with gloves. Oh, this one's being stubborn. The other one's peeled right off. It's not. There we go. Okay. Oh, the back looks pretty too. Y'all, this is a hard one. So there's the front and then there's the back. Which one do you think I should use? YouTubers, there's the front. Get the glare off there. And then here's the back. I think I like the back better. What do y'all think? Give me a thumbs up if you like the back. This is the back. That's the back part. So give me thumbs up or hearts or something. Let me know which one you like better. I think I'm going to go with the back. I think I like the back better. Okay, so this is where I dip my stick in there, and I just start spreading epoxy all around just to kind of give it like an adhesive coverage on the whole thing. I'm sorry, I got lost. This just kind of gives you a little bit of a stickiness so it will stay put. I'm going to make sure your edges. Okay, so, boy, my allergies. I think I like it like that. All right, then just push it down. You'll push air out. And this is not a very deep bezel, so I'm only going to pour just a little bit of epoxy, not much at all, because I don't want it to start overflowing. So here we go. I'd rather have to pour more than to pour too much. And it's self-leveling, so you can really pick it up and just move it around, let it. Oh, it's so pretty. This one turned out really pretty too. And I ran out of patience, so I'm going to push this all the way around on the edges. Make sure I have full coverage. It'll keep self-leveling. All right, I'm going to take some heat to it to pop the bubbles. Oops. Oh, it's so pretty, y'all. Wow, this one I like. I really want to put some glitter in there. That's not the right color. Ooh, maybe this. I'm not going to be happy unless I get some glitter in some of these. Not a lot, just a little bit. So just a little bit of glitter, just to give it a little extra something, something. I haven't even used this one yet. I love glitter. Y'all know that. My husband doesn't love glitter. And I'm not using a lot at all. Like, I only need a couple of flakes. Yep. Oh, yeah. Y'all, this is pretty. I can't decide which one of these to give away tonight. All right. Pretty, pretty. I'm going to set that one aside. It's going to dry. That dragonfly is looking really cool. I just wished I would have remembered to put the dragonfly in halfway in. I knew you would cave and add glitter. I know, Tabitha, I can't help it. You should see how pretty these are turning out. They're gorgeous. It's going to be a hard decision to decide which one to give away. I'm going to pick my two favorites. Okay. All right. The next two are going to be, one is with mica powder and glitter, and the other one is going to be a mixture of glitter. So I think I'm going to do the mica powder and glitter in this one, and I'm going to do a mixture of glitter in this one. So this is how it's going to go down. When I say a mixture, that's exactly what I mean. I'm going to shake every glitter that I have into this little cup, and then I'm going to mix it with epoxy, and that's what's going to get poured into that cross. A little bit of purple, a little bit of turquoise. This is purple. It's going to be like, ooh, these are stars. So shake some stars in there. A little bit of silver. I did the purple. I did the stars. A little bit of this dark turquoise. Trying to remember which ones I used. And some of this one. I got most of these at Hobby Lobby. Y'all know that's my favorite place to shop. I keep threatening to go work there just for fun, just to have extra money and get the discount for my addiction. Okay, so then I'm going to put a lid on it if I can find a lid. All right, where's my lids? I guess I won't do a lid. I'm just going to shake it up like this. Oh, that is so pretty. Look at that color. Look at that. I don't know if y'all can see that. Can you see the color? And I might need to mix some more, so we'll see. Okay, the other one is going to be mica powder and epoxy. So let me go ahead and get that ready. I will use a popsicle stick for that. I'm just going to put just a little bit because I'm only, can't even get a little bit. Ugh. And then I'm going to add glitter to it too. I need some more of this green. And some more of this. You just keep on mixing until you get the color that you like. And mix, 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 mix. Shake, shake, shake. Oh, gosh, y'all. That's so pretty. Look at that. It's yummy. Okay, this one has, what do you call it? Mica powder in it. So let me get my spoon. I'm going to pour some in here. We don't need a lot because I'm just going to pour enough for that pendant right there. I guess I can mix more and just pour it in a mold. And I am going to add glitter. So let's start mixing. All right, so that's what that one looks like. It's like a peachy color with glitter in it. Now, I wonder what will happen if I add just a little bit of purple. Not a lot, just a little. Ooh, that made it like a rose color. So pretty. Okay, that's good. Now I need to add epoxy to this, but I'm going to add some heat to this really quick. I don't want it to start setting up yet. And I'm going to add epoxy in here. We have a little bit left. Let me mix this up. Oh yeah, we need more epoxy. It's too thick. I don't know how I did this, but I have just enough epoxy made to finish this project. Okay, so this is gorgeous. Look at that. YouTubers, look at that. That's what's going to go in the cross pendant. It needs some heat because it's starting to lose its fluidity. That's a big word. Ugh, so pretty. Okay, let's do this round one first. Make sure your surface is level, and I'm just going to drip this in there. It's not a deep bezel at all, so it's not going to need a lot. And I just need it to spread out. Doesn't need a lot. I'm going to take my toothpick and just kind of push it towards the edges. And mixing the purple and that scarlet color mica powder, it made like a rose gold color. Guess who? I'm trying to send him a message and it's not working. Okay. That one is done. It's going to self-level. I didn't pour too much. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. So pretty. Now, if you wanted to, you could take your Cricut machine and you can cut out a monogram or just someone's single initial, and you can put it on top of there, and that would look, it would personalize it even more. All right, I'm anxious to do this one right here. So let me take some heat to this again because I need it to be a little bit more fluid. And I'm just going to pour it in. Well, I think I'm going to drip it in. I think I'm going to have enough left to make a mermaid mold. All right, when you get enough in, then you can take your toothpick and just kind of move it around. Remember, you don't want it to overflow, so you just got to be careful with that. I'm going to take my toothpick and I'm just going to kind of move it around, make sure it gets in all of the corners and the edges. You can always add more if you need to. Yep, need to add more. So I'm going to get some more in there. Just remember, you don't want it to start overflowing on the edges. Oh, y'all, that is just so stinking pretty. And I'm just tapping it in the corners. All right. Wow. Oh, these are so pretty. Okay. All right. So we have a winner to pick, and we won't do that until later this evening. My husband is on his way home. I am going to take some still shots and post them on my Facebook group page. If you're watching on YouTube, I can't really post still shots on there. So if you want to hop on over to my Facebook group page, it is called Southern Makes VIP Group, All Things Crafty. Southern Makes, that's all one word, VIP Group, All Things Crafty, and I will have some still Photoshops shots of these. They all turned out beautiful. And what I'm going to do with the leftover epoxy is I'm going to mix the two together, and I'm going to get my mermaid mold. This is like a rose gold. It turned out to be a gorgeous color. There's not very much left. I only needed a little bit, so it didn't take a lot. All right, I do like using these spoons. So just so you'll know, those of you that are acrylic pourers or you're just getting started, I do like the spoons because look, I can just wipe it and I can reuse it. And for my hands, I have shaky hands. It's easier for me to hold this end of the spoon. It's more comfortable for my hands. So look, I can wipe it off and I'm ready to go again for the next time. I'll let that air dry from the wipey. But in the meantime, let's see what this looks like. Okay, there wasn't enough rose color to make any change. It just gave me more epoxy. So when this video ends, I'll run over next door to my craft room and pick up some, pick up one of my molds, and I'll pour the rest of the epoxy into the mold and make a mermaid or something. All right, I do like this mica powder, the color though. I was supposed to experiment with this last time on our last video, but I just ran out of time and space on my table. So this is the Scarlet color, and it is the Jacquard Pearl X, and it is called Scarlet. So it ended up being a really pretty color. It's like a rose gold. Oh, there. It's like a rose gold. I don't know if you can see that really well on YouTube, but it turned out to be a good color. Don't forget, if you haven't already, comment, I love free jewelry. I'm going to take the amount of people that commented and pick a number, and my husband's going to pick the winning number, and I'll announce that later on tonight. In the next couple hours, actually, he should be home any minute now. And I'll announce the winner. And if you wanted to participate on YouTube, it has to be during the live video. It can't be on the playback, y'all. It has to be during the live. So the person that's still watching on YouTube, if you want to comment, I love free jewelry. If you're the only one that comments during the live before I end this, then you would automatically win. And then I'll message you. We can message each other for addresses so I can get it out in the mail. It's going to take a couple of days. I honestly probably won't get it in the mail until the end of this week because I want to make sure that it's cured and it's not. My test is I get my thumbnail and try to indent into the epoxy, and if it indents, then it's not cured yet. So it might not be to the end of this week. So, oh, Ashley, you just got in. That's why I'm talking a few extra minutes to just give those people a chance to enter to win. So these all turn out beautiful, y'all. I'm loving it. I decided to change it up a little bit tonight instead of doing another acrylic pour, which I absolutely love doing. Don't get me wrong. I could do it all day. But I needed to change it up a little bit. So I thought, oh, let's make some jewelry tonight. So, okay, I'm getting ready to end both videos. So if you're still watching and you want to be entered for a chance to win one of these pendants for free, comment, I love free jewelry. And we'll announce the winners tonight. So if you're doing it on YouTube, remember it has to be during the live video. It will not count if it's on the playback. If you're watching on YouTube and you do participate, I'll comment on the video or in the comments who the winner is if anyone participates. So, okay, y'all. Here it goes. I'm getting ready to end. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and ding that little bell. That way YouTube will let you know when I'm going to be live again. I don't always do acrylic pouring. I do jewelry. I'm hoping to do a video on glitter tumblers as well. Oh, my poor husband. He probably really needs to talk to me. So it's not always going to be acrylic pours, but thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Southern Makes Live. Bye, YouTubers.